Welcome back to TransGuyReacts. My name is Nik and I make videos about women's basketball, collegiate or professional. And today I'm going to talk about the WNBA games for Wednesday, August 28th. And there were a lot of them. So I came in late for the first game that was between Indiana Fever, Connecticut Sun, and the Indiana Fever. And to be honest, the Sun beat them handedly so many times earlier in the season that I just didn't care to watch this game. And I don't really care about the Indiana Fever as a team in general because their fan base are trolls. A lot of racist trolls, so I don't really care for them. Although I will give the Fever credit because they've been playing much better this season compared to the beginning of the season. Because the beginning of the season they were trash, and they're actually putting together a pretty good team this year on the second half of the year, and are beating teams pretty well, pretty close games. Some of them are a little bit winning by 10 or 15 points, so they're doing great. But I just don't care to watch their games. So I was waiting for the other games to come on, but I did have the game on, so I was like glancing at the screen every now and then, and things that I noticed. Simone Biles was there. Great. One of the only interesting things that I was actually kind of paying attention to was how Melissa Smith and Dejanay Carrington were playing because they're a couple, so I love to see couples go at it, and they were battling. They were getting fouls on each other. They were going for balls and stuff. So I'm kind of excited to see what video edits come out on like TikTok later on from them because that's entertaining. At one point, I glanced at the screen in the third quarter, and Dejanay had an easy steal from Clark. She like wrestled the ball away from her on the ground, and then they called it a jump ball, and I was like, it was clearly a steal. But these refs are trash this year. They're always trash. When I'm talking about this year, they're always trash. And Clark is no match for Carrington. She is always on that ass every time, and Clark can't handle it. It is what it is. And from what I could tell at this point in the game, Carrington had 6 steals. I don't know if she had more steals. I'll check on the box score, but had a crazy amount of steals. Every time I looked at the screen in the third and fourth quarter, it was a 2-point game, either going for the Sun or for the Fever. So I was like, oh, it could go either way. But they're on home court, so Fever has the advantage. And then when the game was over, the Fever did win by 4 points. It was 80-84. So good for them. They finally won one against the Sun. I think that was the last time they're playing them. And so the series is 3-1. So the Sun won 3 games, and Fever won once. So yeah. Great. Let me look at this box score. Give it a go. So for the Connecticut Sun, DeWanna Bonner had 13 points, 8 rebounds. Alyssa Thomas had 17 points. Dejanay Carrington had 19 points. Taisha Harris had 9 points. Oh yeah, so she did have 6 steals. Fucking crazy. Dejanay had 6 steals. Ty had 9 points. Marina Mabry had 16 points. And then unfortunately, Brianna Jones only had 2 points, so she was just not effective tonight, and that's probably why they did lose this game. Then you look at the Indiana Fever. Lexi Hull had 17 points, 8 rebounds, had a great night. Melissa Smith had 10 points. Aaliyah Boston had 10 points, 8 assists. Look at her with the assists. Kelsey Mitchell had 23 points. Caitlin Clark had 19 points. And that was kind of it. So a pretty solid performance from them. All right. And then going into the next game. So these are the next 3 games were no, that's not true. So this next game was the Washington Mystics versus the Chicago Sky, and this game came on 1 hour after that game. So Shakira Austin was out with an ankle injury from the last game that she played, which is just unfortunate because girl is always injured. I feel bad for her. She is just every other game she get injured. It's just unfortunate. Sky are coming off a canceled practice due to multiple illnesses. So apparently they had their last practice. Hella people were sick, and it turns out that Kennedy Carter has COVID. So unfortunate for them. I kind of knew that it was going to be a little bit of a challenge for them in this game. The Sky debuted their new mascot, Sky, with an E at the end. And the Sky Guy, the old mascot, like introduced her to the crowd. And I'm like, for me personally, I don't need the Sky Guy to transition out. He can just go, in my opinion, just be gone. But whatever. Fine, he's going to transition out. Other positive news, Angel Reese has a new podcast coming called Unapologetically Angel. So I'm excited about that. It hasn't dropped yet, but they've shown some clips. But I'm really excited to hear her perspective. Mystics are on a roll. So they've already won 2 back-to-backs, and the Sky have, I think they lost the last 2 games, I believe, and they're sick. So I was like, ooh, this is gonna be an uphill battle for them, but we'll see what happens, right? So they go into the game. Excuse me. First quarter, tight quarter. Mystics have a slight edge. It's 22-20. Go into the second quarter. Diamond Shields was having having offensive trouble in the last few games, but she was like finally able to figure it out and broke her dry spell, and she was hitting several jumpers. She was like the old Diamond that I love. There was a point in the broadcast where the first quarter, it was the second quarter, but it showed that it was still the first quarter. I don't know what was going on with the audio technical people, but that got fixed later on. The Sky were playing really hard, but definitely struggling against the Mystics. Lindsay Allen was doing all that she could. She was being aggressive. She was able to draw fouls at the end of the quarter. It was 44-39 at the end of the second into the halftime. Coming into the third quarter, again, another tight quarter, but the Sky start to light it up and get advantage at the end of the quarter. And so we go into the third quarter, it's 54-58. So I was like, oh, look at the Sky. Got the momentum. Great. Go into the fourth quarter, the Sky are able to keep that lead throughout the quarter, but the Mystics are working hard and cutting the lead, and they do that within a few minutes left in the game. The rookies, Angel Reese and Aaliyah Edwards, are like battling out, going back and forth. Edward does give them the lead, 70-68 with a minute and 22 seconds left. Sky makes a quick cut for a layup. Camilla scores, or sorry, not Sky, I'm sorry, Sykes. Brittany Sykes makes a quick cut for a layup. Then Camilla scores. Then there's less than 30 seconds left. The Mystics play great defense and get Michaela Onyenwere to have a shot clock violation. Dana Evans ends up fouling with 6.4 seconds left, so they get the ball back. Julie Van Loon makes 1 of 2 shots. Then Sykes gets the rebound on that shot. Oh, so awful. They end up fouling her. Sykes makes 1 of 2. It's 74-70 with 3.2 seconds left. Then the Mystics are able to poke the ball out when the Sky were trying to inbound it twice back to back. So Mystics win the game and are on a 3-game winning streak. The end of the game was 74-70. And during the post-game press interview, Diamond DeShields and Lizzie Allen were both wearing masks due to the COVID exposure. So that is something to note. Don't know how what's going on with that, if any of the other players are still sick, but yeah, unfortunate. For the Chicago Sky, the box score, Michaela Onyenwere had 15 points. Angel Reese only had 7 points, but she had 14 rebounds. Camila Cardosa had 10 points, 11 rebounds for a double-double, so that's fantastic for her, and 3 blocks. Lindsay Allen had 8 points. Diamond DeShields had 12 points. The old Diamond DeShields is back. And then Dana Evans and Isabel Harris had 6 points each. For Washington Mystics, Stephanie Dolson had 17 points. Ariel Atkins had 15 points. Emily Inkster had 9. And then, Sika Kone, Brittany Sykes, and Aaliyah Edwards all had 6. So they're all, kind of more of an even contribution. But it was a pretty tight game. They only won by 4 points, but the Mystics are on a roll. So they be on a roll. All right, then we go into the next 3 games, and they're all on at the same time. This is highly annoying to me. It's so hard to watch all 3 games at once. Plus, I was making dinner, so my attention span was just not there. So these recaps are going to be fairly short because it was hard to watch it. So the first game is the New York Liberty versus the LA Sparks, and I'm not going to lie, but I thought going into this game that the Liberty were going to sweep the Sparks, so I didn't pay too much attention to that game, really. My attention span, I could just only handle so much at a time. So also for this game to note, Lasia Clarendon is out for personal reasons. Ari McDonald is still out for a foot injury, and Jonquel Jones was out for the Liberty as well. I'm not sure why. I didn't hear. So in the first quarter, I was so shocked by the LA Sparks. They were playing super strong start over the Liberty. The end of the quarter, it was 16-26. The Sparks were up 26 points over 10 points over Liberty. I was like, what is going on here? That's crazy. Second quarter, Liberty slowly start to make a dent in the Sparks lead. It's 39-46. You go into the third quarter, super tight quarter again. Liberty able to chip deep into the points like really late in the game. It's 63-67, but still the Sparks are up. And then in the fourth quarter, I'm still shocked. The Sparks are ahead of the Liberty in the fourth quarter, when they are known to kind of fall apart in the fourth quarter. But they were able to keep it together, sort of. The Liberty are trying to make a run with like 1 minute left. I think they got the score back down to like 5 points or something like that. They try to play the foul game, and it doesn't work. And they end up losing the game. And at the last sequence of events, Breanna Stewart gets hit in the face at the very end of the game, and she has like a towel over her face, so she might have gotten a bloody nose or something like that. I'm not sure. This game ended 88-94. Whoa, the Liberty did not play well. Lots of turnovers, and the Sparks took advantage of that. And in the big scheme of things, it doesn't matter because the New York Liberty have already clinched their playoff spot. So this is actually really needed for the Sparks because I think they're number 12 in the league right now. So they really needed to win. But looking at the box score, Breanna Stewart had 32 points, 2 steals, 6 rebounds. She was playing really well. She also had 5 personal fouls, so there could be an issue there. Sabrina Ionescu had 18 points. Courtney Vandersloot only had 2 points, but she had 13 assists, which is a freaking lot. Nira Sabli had 14 points, 10 rebounds. Fantastic double-double for her. Seems like she's finally kind of figuring things out in the season. And Lena Fabich had 6, and Kennedy Bark had 7 points. Now, for the LA Sparks, Rakia Jackson had 19 points, 2 steals. Dearica Hamby had 21 points, 7 rebounds, 3 steals, 1 block. Azare Stevens had 10 points. Odyssey Sims had 14.7 assists. Ray Burrell had 18 points. Wow, it's just basically the LA Sparks just played better, point blank, and they must have took advantage over the turnovers and got free throws and stuff like that. Now, going into the next game, this was the Minnesota Lynx versus the Phoenix Mercury. I love the Mercury. I love their fire, but they've been struggling lately. Lynx can be kind of boring to watch, if I'm honest, but they usually are a very dominant team. So, and they've been playing exceptionally well this year. So I decided to watch as much as I could. But like I said, it was hard to watch these games. Charisma Osborne and Beck Allen were out with injuries for the Merc. That's something to note, though. In the first quarter, it was a super duper strong start for the Lynx. They ended up leading 25-15. In the second quarter, kind of much of the same in that quarter, but the Merc do start to cut the lead towards the end of the quarter. It's 46-37. Halftime show was weird. It was some cover band. They were doing like Blink 182 and a whole bunch of pop bands. I don't know what that was about. It was super strange. In the third quarter, the Lynx really start to dominate against the Merc. It's 71-52, not looking good for the Mercury. In the fourth quarter, Lynx start to push that lead even more. There's a crazy span of events that happen. So Sophie Cunningham from the Mercury gets a technical for getting mouthy with the refs because these refs are not taking any shit this year. They don't want any talk back. If you have anything to say, they're going to tee you up. So she got teed up. Then she gets fouled on a drive, and it's not called, I think, or she's like mad about it, and she kind of gets mouthy with one of the Lynx players, and the refs hit her with a technical, and so she's ejected from the game with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. Crazy. They replay the clip because I didn't see what happened, and you see that Nafisa Collier actually bounces the ball at Sophie. So really, Sophie was reacting to what Nafisa was doing. Nafisa was doing some petty shit. So the crowd is pissed. They start yelling, "Refs, you suck." It was kind of hilarious. They do go to review the play, and they do give Collier not only the foul on the play, but also a technical foul for her bouncing the ball at Sophie. And then Makia Herbert Harrington ends up shooting the fouls for Sophie. But it's really ridiculous. At that point, it was 82-70 with a little bit over 3 minutes left. It was pretty much a done game. The Lynx go hard, and they win this game. They win the series 3-1, and the final score was 89-76. Now let's look at the box score for this. Phoenix Mercury, Kalia Copper had 13 points. Brittany Griner had 10 points, 7 rebounds. Diana Taurasi had 16 points. The GOAT is still goating, and 2 steals. Natasha Cloud had 12 points, 8 rebounds. Sophie Cunningham had 16 points and 6 rebounds. She had a really great night, but she got ejected from the game. So what can you do? She only had like one personal foul at the time, but she had, two technicals, so they threw her out. For the Minnesota Lynx, Bridget Carlton had 9, Nafisa Collier had 12 and 8 rebounds. Kayla McBride had 19 points. Courtney Williams had 16 points. Maisha Hines Allen had 11 points. Natisha Hardiman had 8. It was a really good, solid performance from a lot of players from the Lynx. So, what can you do? And now the last game of the evening was the Atlanta Dream versus the Seattle Storm. I'm loving the Dream's second win during the second half of the season. I'm also excited to see more of Gabby Williams on the Seattle team. When she was on the floor in the last game, she was pretty loud in terms of her defensive impact. Things to note about this game: Cheyenne Parker-Tyus was out for the Dream with I think an ankle injury of some sort, and then Jordan Horston was also out. I don't remember why she was out though. And what I did notice, they showed a little bit of the fits for the Seattle Storm, and oh my God, the fits were fire today, especially Nik and I. If you go check out what she was wearing, it looked great. So anyway, the game. So the first quarter, strong start for the Storm, but the Dream fight back. It's 16-27. Second quarter, much of the same in that quarter, but the Dream cut the lead in that quarter. It's 40-43. It's the third quarter, super tight quarter as well, but the Dream get the lead at the end of the quarter, 62-59. Oh, getting wild. Okay, then in the fourth quarter, the Storm get the lead back and then go on a run, but the Dream are hanging around, making it a tight game. It's 72-76, 3 minutes left in the quarter. Now there's a whole bunch of string of events that happen. Okay, so Ezzie McMavor fouls Alicia Gray, and they review it for a reckless closeout. They do call it that. Gray hits all 3 of her free throws, and the Dream get the ball back. And then at this point, the score is going back and forth. People keep scoring on each side, and it's like a 1-point lead back and forth. Then Tina Charles gets the triple-double with 1 minute and 40 seconds left. She hits I think an assist or a rebound or something, and it confirms her triple-double. It's her first of her career, and it's just crazy because she's just getting better with age, like fine wine, as they say. She's right now the second in all leading scorers. So in the regular season, so she's doing amazing. I mean, triple double in her late career. I think she's 35, 36 years old. It's freaking amazing. Anywho, 28 seconds left in the game. Skylar is able to tip the ball out from Atlanta Dream as he gets the ball and falls to the ground, and the Storm are able to call a timeout to advance the ball before it's a jump ball. Crazy. Jewel ends up hitting a three-pointer. The score is 81-83 with 22 seconds left. Then Ryan Howard goes for a layup, misses as he grabs the ball, tussles with Tina Charles, and then they call it a jump ball. 12 seconds left. Then the Dream aren't able to execute on that play. Then they have to throw the ball in, and Gabby grabs the inbound for the turnover. 11 seconds left. Then they get the ball in to Jewel. They foul her because why not? Jewel makes both of her free throws. It's 81-85, and the Dream are not able to convert. Storm win. So very exciting win, considering that they lost to the Mystics in their last game by 2 points or something like that. So this was a really well-deserved win for the Storm. And Atlanta Dream, let's look at the box score. You got Ryan Howard with 12 points, Tina Charles with 19 points, 10 assists, 17 rebounds for her triple-double. 4 steals and 1 block. What? That is a crazy stat line, but amazing. Alicia Gray had 22 points. Jordan Canada had 12 points. And Nia Coffey had 9 points. So fantastic outing for them. Oh, Niles Hesman had 7 points. Now let's look at Seattle Storm. Neko Wumike had 18 points, 6 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block. Ezzie had 7 points, 9 rebounds. Jewel Lloyd had 28 points, 6 rebounds. Skylar Diggins-Smith had 16 points, 9 assists. She almost had a double-double herself. Mercedes Russell had 7 points. Love to see Mercedes producing. And yeah, that was pretty much it. A couple other players had a couple points, but yeah, fantastic game for the Seattle Storm and for the Atlanta Dream. This was just a fun game in general to watch. Really enjoyed it. But yeah, that is it. This was a long update. Lots going on today. A lot of games. So if you like this kind of content where I do recaps of the games, please like, share, comment. No, actually, don't comment. I don't have my comments on. I don't care. Follow, do all the things that you want to do in terms of social media, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.